Grinder's got a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, but he's looking for some paint right now.
Going to the turn. It's a safe 7 for Daniel Weinman. One card away from the championship.
Santoro folded on the button here.
Blinds are 10 and 20 with a 3,000 ante, and Michael the Grinder Mizrachi with King Queen makes it 41,000 to go. Take a look at Weinman's cards. Wow!
Daniel Weinman's picked up 2 aces in the big blind. It's what you dream about. You've been raised, you look down and find 2 aces.
Whew. He will re-raise to 120.
And we covered. 9 maybe to start.
Well, the Grinder going to make the call with King Queen, and he needs a lot of help to win this pot. Let's see if he can get it.
Look out. Here we go. And it's a flop. It's an ace 10 9, 3 of a kind for Daniel Weinman.
Grinder with the gut shot, straight draw checks. Let's see how much Weinman bets here. Look at this bet size here, Vince. 70,000 into a pot that's got 250,000 in it. But the Grinder with the gut shot, straight draw, makes the call.
Just build the campfire real slow.
Reeling him in.
Going to the turn. It is a king, so now the Grinder hits kings here.
Now action's on. The Grinder is going to check. See what Weinman does here. Wow, he checks too. Gives his opponent a free draw at that straight. Doesn't hit it as the 4 comes off. And the way the betting's going, Vince, Grinder probably thinks he's got the best hand with 2 kings and a queen kicker. I would. Looks like his opponent's got queens or jacks to me. But Grinder bets for value here, 120,000. But Vince, if you're Daniel Weinman, you say, if he's got a straight, good luck to him. No way you can't raise with top set.
Looking back down like he doesn't know his cards. We know better.
All in.
There you go.
Wow, he's gone all in.
He wants it all.
That's another 600,000 to the Grinder. That's a lot. Virtually all his chips. Whoa. He acts like he was going to call there, Vince. But he opts to lay it down. Good lay down by him, but I just wonder if Weinman bet too much there, setting him all in. Grinder might have called another 200,000.
The World Poker Tour now has a real money online poker room, and it's called WPT Global. Play in cash games and tournaments for real money in over 50 countries on WPT Global. We'll even match your deposit up to $1,200. That's right, 100% deposit match up to $1,200. Sign up now with this QR code and use bonus code YT80 before it's too late.
And we move on to the Grinder. He has the button. He has ace 8. And he will make it 41,000 with ace 8. Weinman quickly folding, and Daniel Santoro with a 5-3 of hearts will splash around.
Oh, and what an action-oriented flop. Santoro's flop bottom pair with a flush draw. Grinder's flop top pair, but it goes check, check. And 3 5s now for Santoro. He has the best hand, the best draw, and this is a very sad state of affairs for the Grinder here.
Yeah, Santoro coming out with a bet, 65.
Well, no way Grinder's going to throw aces up away with a king kicker. That's for sure. Your opponent has to have a 5 to have you beat here, virtually. If he had ace-king or ace or kings, he would have re-raised you before the flop. That didn't happen.
He just calls. Jack on the river.
Daniel Santoro, what a show he's put on at this final table. He's also caught the most cards at this final table, no doubt about that. 31 years old from North Belmore, New York. Been a pro for 10 years.
Got a 5.
Grinder makes the call and doesn't like it when his opponent shows him 3 5s. And Vince, how good has Daniel Santoro run at this final table so far? Just been incredible. He's busted the 3 missing players at the table. He made another hand there to really knock the Grinder down in chips.
Takes a look at an 8-7, and he will take a rest. Weinman with a solid queen jack of clubs, just calling. Gonna play it sneaky, and Santoro fine with that. We'll see a flop.
The flop comes queen 5 deuce. Great flop for Weinman as he's flopped top pair with a jack kicker. His opponent's flopped top pair with a 6 kicker.
Weinman betting 24. Santoro with queens as well, making the call. Turn card is a 9.
So Daniel Weinman, I think you have to bet this. Your opponent could have a flush draw, a small pair, gut shot straight draw. 130,000. And I don't see Santoro giving up top pair that easily, and he's not. He's made the call here.
Going to the river. It's a deuce pairing the board. So Weinman's kicker gonna play. He's in good shape. He knows it. He's getting those betting chips out once again. Yeah, 240 he wants.
The question is, can Santoro get away from top pair here? That's hard to do.
I'm sick. Open at the bottom.
There you see the action clock going off, brought to us by Protection Poker.
Down to 5 seconds, Mike.
And he's gonna have to use a time button.
3, 2, 1, and muck.
Vance, I tell you, we've seen some incredible play at this final table, both in terms of bluffing, 3 betting, 4 betting, 5 betting, and in terms of making laydowns. Grinder laid down a full house earlier. He just laid down top pair. And there you see Jason Mercier with his dog Marshmallow. Not sure who was having more fun there, Jason or Marshmallow.
Go right back to it. Santoro this time with a solid ace-jack. He'll make it 55,000 to play. Grinder going out. Now Weinman with just a queen deuce.
He's going to 3-bet here with just a queen deuce offsuit.
Makes it 185.
Now these are the chip leaders clashing. How far does Santoro want to go with ace-jack here?
All in.
Whoa.
How much?
A 4-bet all-in by Santoro, and the jig is up. Mr. Weinman, you tried.
I thought.
Just didn't work. So Weinman gives it up.
Daniel Santoro came into this event as the short stack. He is now in second chip position.
Expensive misclick.
What are you trying to do?
About 50,000 less.
Your stacks are over 100, right?
Yeah, it should be about 3.3 million.
All right.
Shock to the world. Michael the Grinder Mizrachi has picked up a pair of queens, a real hand.
51.
Well, one thing about very aggressive players, you get action when you do get a hand, so I'm guessing the Grinder's going to get a lot of action here.
Call.
Well, there it is. Santoro set him all in, and snap call by Grinder, and he is in great shape to double up.
Queen. Queens versus king queen.
And if he does, Vince, he'll move into second chip position behind Daniel Weinman.
Go, Michael. Come, Michael. Come, Michael. We'll be here all night.
Right to your hats.
2 of my hats.
Well, Weinman enjoying the show because he's not involved in the pot.
Queen hearts. Santoro has king of hearts, queen of diamonds.
Who are you rooting for? You're rooting for a king, right?
Yeah, but
I'm rooting for me.
If Santoro should get lucky, he'll have knocked out the Grinder, the local, and will be on down into a heads-up battle. Flop is a safe 9-7-4 for the Grinder.
Yeah, so far so good. He's got to dodge a king or a running jack and a 10.
Here we go to the 4th Street. It's a deuce.
Santoro must catch a king, otherwise the grinder will double up. Gotta avoid the cowboys.
Last card. It's a 3 of clubs.
There you go. The grinder's arms are back up, Vince. He is feeling good again. And with that pot, has about $1 million in chips. Right in the thick of things here.
Yeah, he has just gone into the 2nd chip position. Santoro down to 3rd.
This is real life.
And they got to walk. They folded to him in the big blind. And now they're all happy. They're clapping for him.
Everyone's like, oh my God, now.
I saw it in the eyes.
I shouldn't even look. God.
Mizrachi aggravating himself.
Just change dealers, please. No, I'll take that. Give him queens one time. No, king, queen. I'd rather king, queen than queen.
I would have just open folded the king queen.
Action then going to Daniel. Santoro, he's going to fold it, and the grinder will look down at an ace.
No way. Kings and aces back to back.
70,000.
He got no action last time. Let's see what happens here with the aces. Well, Weinman with just a king 7 offsuit, but he's going to make the call. He better hit lightning here. And flop is 9-6-3 rainbow.
Check.
Grinder checks. Now, if you're sitting there and playing against Grinder, the first thing you say is, why is he checking? He never checks. It arouses your suspicion, I can tell you. Well, he checks again, and now Weinman has got a 2-way straight draw here. And he is going to bet it.
All in.
And all in by the grinder. No more games, he's saying. Weinman has to run away.
What else would I have? Aces now.
Well, it shows aces. So back-to-back hands, kings and aces. He did make some money on the aces, though, by checking it all the way until his opponent stuck something out there.
I like this dealer.
The World Poker Tour now has a real money online poker room, and it's called WPT Global. Play in cash games and tournaments for real money in over 50 countries on WPT Global. We'll even match your deposit up to $1,200. That's right, 100% deposit match up to $1,200. Sign up now with this QR code and use bonus code YT80 before it's too late.
Let's go down to the hometown guy, the grinder, 36 years old. Looks at a king 3.
The grinder, 2 WPT titles, 3 World Series of Poker bracelets, including 2 in the $50,000 buy-in Players Championship. That's amazing.
Well, he is raised to 60,000, and Daniel Weinman, our chip leader with the pair of 7s.
Hold on.
He's going to rev it up and push it all in. Santoro out, and the grinder.
I saw a king.
Hope you don't find another one.
I see a king. I think it's 2 different ones. 28 seconds. I see a king. Oh my God. I see a king.
You gotta go odd number at times.
And now he realizes it. Okay. Weinman putting big pressure on the grinder, gets the grinder to fold.
Huh? I saw a king. I kept seeing a king.
That's why he's great. He sees cards that he doesn't even have.
He doesn't need cards to play and to win.
No. Santoro's going out. He's on the short stack, and the grinder now calling with Jack 9.
That's ungrinder-like right there. So Weinman going to raise it here. Just can't imagine the grinder limping in.
Yeah, he makes it 90,000 to go. Grinder's going to call. We're going to see a flop.
Now flop is queen 4-3. No help to either player.
Look at that. Santoro would have flopped queens and 4s. He's sickened by that. Well, Weinman's going to bet 60. And the grinder hitting none of that. taking his time. The clock is ticking, and he's going to take a shot at a raise with nothing.
Check raised to 180,000.
He just picked up on Daniel's weakness here, perhaps.
Vince, he is going to make the call. He's got backdoor straight draws, backdoor flush draws, and position, and more chips. And now the queen of spade comes off. So it does give Daniel Weinman a flush draw.
Well, the grinder's getting at the betting chips.
He picks up a sack of chips, looks at Weinman, and then puts it in the middle of the pot, 180,000. Weinman got the flush draw, but nothing else, 9 high.
All in.
Wow, all in with 9 high here. Vince, look how these guys have played this pot. Now in poker, the number one trait of a great player is that they fight for pots. Look at how these guys have fought for this pot. Raise, re-raise, raise, re-raise, bet, raise, raise, and neither one of them have anything. That's incredible.
Everything going right for Daniel Weinman. Grinder goes out, and right now, Daniel Weinman with an ace-4.
All in.
He's just going to push all in with the ace-4. Santoro is going to make the call with king-queen.
King queen? Yeah. That's all it could be with that face.
Wow, so here we go. Santoro at risk with less chips, and right now he has the worst hand, king-queen, up against ace-4.
I need your rail on my side. I feel like they will the cards in.
9-10 jack.
2 hearts.
Here we go with the flop. It is a queen-8 deuce.
Wow, right in the door, a queen. Santoro is taking the lead.
And he has turned it around in a big way to double up against Weinman.
Put up a king or a queen.
7 comes off. Weinman's got to have an ace.
Otherwise, Santoro will be right back in there with a big double up. Down to the river. Weinman needs a miracle, and he gets it! He gets the ace!
Ace on the river for Weinman to knock Santoro out. Unbelievable.
The great Santoro out of here. In third place will take home $133,000.
Well, there you have it. 2 great players going at it here. Daniel Weinman out in front with over $2.6 million. The grinder with $640,000. So Weinman about a 4-1 chip lead as we start heads-up play.
The winner's going to take home close to $400,000 here tonight and become the champion at the Tournament of Champions.
All in.
And right now, Daniel wants to take it because he says all in with his ace-6.
Well, first hand to heads-up play. Oh, and the grinder right on the borderline of do you put your money in or not in this situation. King Jack off suit. If he plays and loses, it's over.
All right, call.
Well, the grinder's a gambler. He's made the call. He's just under a 3-2 underdog to win the pot, but he's gambling, hoping to get lucky, to double up, stay alive, in hopes to win this title.
You called there?
Dude, I've won every tournament in my life with ace-X off.
I don't know, I think it's cool.
I wouldn't have thought so long.
You winner?
I'd have put it in 5 seconds faster than you.
Now there's Chino Ream, 3-time WPT champion, smiling here.
5 cards to come. Here's the first 3.
Well, 9-6 deuce, great flop for Weinman. You see Mizrachi shaking his head.
Daniel, you want the ace of hearts?
No.
You won't take the ace of hearts?
No.
Right now?
You go up to 8 outs?
Grinder's got a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw, but he's looking for some paint right now.
Going to the turn. It's a safe 7 for Daniel Weinman. 1 card away from the championship.
Michael Mizrachi must catch a king or a jack, or the monster WPT Tournament of Champions for season 15 will be history.
Can Daniel do it? King is hit! Yes! A king has hit in Miami! The long shot has come in!
Wow! A king on the river! Incredible! Well, high fives all around for everybody. Smiles for Grinder and his fans. this crowd erupts. Wow.
Not in my house.
I don't know how you can smile on that spot. You were one card away from being the WPT Tournament of Champions winner. And Grinder hit a king. Now you have to go back to work. It just shows you what great composure and what a great attitude Daniel Weinman has at the poker table. I think it's phenomenal. He's always seemingly in a happy-go-lucky mood.
Daniel's going to raise to 60,000 with just a 7-4. Grinder's going to call with 9-6, and the flop is a Jack 8-5.
All spades. So the Grinder with a gut shot straight draw and a flush draw. Weinman also with a gut shot straight draw.
And Daniel's going to continue. That's 60,000.
And the Grinder's going to call. Now this is the kind of case you don't know if you want a spade to come up. You don't know what to do with it with a 9 of spade. Now a king comes off, no help to either player. Grinder checks. And look at this heart that Daniel Weinman is showing with this Garfunkel hand he's got. 135,000 is bet. Instead of folding, like most everybody would do in this spot, the Grinder is getting out raising chips. He is doing it. 280,000. Vance, unless Weinman moves in, the jig is up here. I mean, he tried and tried to win this pot. The Grinder just wouldn't let him. And he gives it up, so the Grinder earning that pot with bold play. Well done.
Down to the felt we go. The Grinder with a little 5 deuce of hearts. He will call.
On the button.
Weinman with a 9-8 says, let's see those first 3. And the flop is a 10-6-3.
Well, 2 hearts for the Grinders. Get the flush draw. Weinman with the gut shot straight draw himself. He checks. 35,000 bet by the Grinder here, and it's going to be called by Weinman. So we're going off to the turn.
Grinder looking for a heart, and he's going to get it. 6 of hearts.
The flush for the Grinder. He's got to be loving it. Well, here comes Weinman betting 60,000. Well, the Grinder just calls. Doesn't raise here with the flush.
River card is an 8.
Well, this gives Weinman 2 8s. Now he's got check down value, and he does check.
How much you playing? About $1 million?
When you're playing heads up for the title, you know your number of chips, and therefore you should know his number of chips.
He's the Grinder. He just likes to talk a little bit.
400.
But in the meantime, 400,000 is the bet into a pot that's got 260,000 in it. So an overbet by the Grinder to make it look like he's bluffing. But look at this. Weinman's going all in over the top. Vince, if the Grinder makes this call, he'll have 3.3 million in chips. Daniel Weinman will be down to 140,000. Well, the Grinder is out of time buttons. So he's going to have to make a decision within 10 seconds or his hand's going to be folded. Wow, Vince, if he loses this tournament, he's going to look back at this hand and say, how did I fold that flush?
Daniel shows him the bluff.
Nice. Almost called.
Oh, he is mumbling to himself.
Vince, he would have had 3.3 million to 100,000 for his opponent.
Daniel just played that brilliantly. To think that he could take that down and make that move at this time, just amazing.
We say it's easy to fold the flush, but what's the guy going to move all in with right there, unless it's a bigger flush or a full house?
Blinds are up to 20 and 40, and here we go. Daniel Weinman this time just calling with 3 deuce of diamonds. Mizrachi okay with that, 8-7, and the flop is an 8-6-3. Gives Mizrachi 8 threes for Daniel. And we both check, and a deuce on the turn. That gives 2 pair for Daniel Weinman.
Grinder with top pair, his opponent with bottom 2 pair. This could spell doom for the Grinder here.
And the Grinder's come out and bet 40,000. And now 2 pair Daniel.
Now he is going to raise it.
Yeah, 180.
Well, the Grinder could well go all in right here. Wouldn't blame him at all if he did. He's just calling though, Vince.
Wants to see the river.
The 10 comes off. That makes another possible straight, but you're not going to think anybody's going to 7-9 the way this hand was played.
Grinder's going to check it. Daniel now with 2 pair.
All in.
And he is just going to push him. He wants it all.
Well, Vince, how do you get away from top pair here? We just saw Grinder throw a flush away, threw a full house away earlier. Is it possible he could throw top pair away? He lays it down. Good lay down for him.
Very solid.
So he stays alive by laying it down.
Very dangerous unraised before the flop. Anything could happen, and Daniel Weinman now looking good. Would love to close out this tournament and become the champion of the Tournament of Champions. All right, we look down at the Grinder's hand. He's got a pair of 5s.
All in.
He says all in. Daniel with ace-8.
Call.
He does make the call, so it's going to be a race for what could be the title. Weinman wins the race. He's our champion. If the Grinder wins it, we're going to be just about tied in chip count. Both players on their feet, everybody on their feet, waiting for the flop. They recognize this hand could end it all.
What drama we are seeing. Ace-8 versus a pair of 5s. The race will begin. And here we go. Queen, Jack 3.
Well, if Grinder's hand holds up, he's going to be our chip leader. Right now, he's in front with 2 5s.
Queen of clubs.
No aces, no eights.
So much willpower away from the ace and 8.
Let's take a look at the turn. He hits an 8. Daniel's hit an 8. He's out in front now.
The Grinder has 2 outs, must catch a 5 on the river. Otherwise, Daniel Weinman will be our season 15 champion of champions. Well, Daniel all smiles. He can't help himself. He knows he just got to dodge a 2-outer. And he does it.
Daniel's going to take this title down.
Michael, the Grinder Mizrachi, put up a great fight this week. Finished 3rd in this tournament last year, 2nd this year, Vince. Pretty impressive.
Daniel Weinman is our champion. Oh, brother. We're going to go talk to him.
Mike, I've seen you in a lot of tournaments over the years, a lot of deep runs, a lot of wins, but you really seem to want this one tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, you know. Actually, I needed a car. My tire blew out on the way here, so I could have used an Audi and I would have traded my Mercedes.
3rd last year, 2nd this year. What do you think?
You know what happens next year.
Next year? All right, Mike. Congratulations once again on another deep run.
Thanks, Matt.
Congratulations one more time. Let's hear it for the champion of champions on season 15, Daniel Weinman.